Crusher Broomfield. At 220 pounds, from Hollywood, California, one half of the U.S. Tag Team Champions, one of the Convertible Blondes, Hustler Rip Rogers, managed today by gorgeous Gary Royal. And, of course, Crusher is ready to go already.
And sitting with us, Leaping Lanny. Look at this.
Well, it looks like gorgeous Gary Royal and Hustler Rip Rogers have parted because there's a almost 500-pounder that pretty hungry in that ring, and I know the feeling. And Hustler Rip Rogers and gorgeous Gary Royal, you know, they're talking about they're such ladies' men. Well, I'm not so sure about that. If I had $1 for every affair they've had since 1980, I couldn't buy myself breakfast.
Here we go.
Collar and elbow hookup. Rip Rogers has all the muscles, but he's still a little bit mismatched because Crusher Broomfield has some muscles that don't show because they're covered with a little bit of adipose tissue, but nonetheless, he's one of the strongest men in wrestling.
Of course, Rip has the Crusher now, and of course, oh, a great move by Crusher Broomfield. Don't know exactly what to call that, but he used the ropes and put some pressure right on Rip Rogers. In fact, you can see that his back is still red from where he took that lick into the turnbuckle by Crusher Broomfield.
When you wrestle Crusher Broomfield, your injuries become apparent several days later. You know, it's, when he throws a forearm, it feels a little bit different than when a 240-pounder throws a forearm.
Look at this, man.
Oh, yeah, he is something.
What's he doing here?
Right up on the ropes.
And Rip Rogers' eyes got big as saucers that time. Goes for a body press. Bad move.
And, of course, a body slam by Crusher Broomfield, reversing that body press. And, of course, Rip is going to get a little relief by getting out of the ring.
Gorgeous Gary Royal here having a word at ringside with his confidant, Hustler Rip Rogers. What kind of advice would gorgeous Gary Royal be offering Rip here?
Stay out of Crusher's way.
Well, there's an old saying, if you're going to teach a dog, the first thing you got to do is know more than the dog, so I don't think Gary Royal had anything to say to him.
If that was the advice that gorgeous Gary Royal just gave Rip Rogers, it was certainly bad advice to try.
Rip tried to challenge that 450 pounds.
Oh, my gracious, and a great elbow.
That's
right. I believe Rip Rogers has more success moving a barbell than he does moving the big man, the Crusher Broomfield. And he stands in that ring, boy, he looked ready. And I don't know what those two blonde-haired fellows are saying, but back in Texas, we run them guys out of town. You know, anybody walks into a place with blonde hair. But I'm not going to judge him for that.
Rip Rogers went to work on the eye of Crusher Broomfield. Now a punch to the chest. Two, three.
Right to the chin. Left jab to the chin. Now they're trading.
Okay, and Crusher's come back.
I'm afraid all Rip Rogers has managed to do.
And it's going to be all over for Rip Rogers when Crusher Broomfield has him tied in the ropes.
I'm afraid all they did was make him a little bit angry.
Crusher be a bad one to trade blows with.
Now gorgeous Gary Royal had him by the feet. And
knee to the back of Crusher Broomfield by Rip Rogers after referee Dale Edwards untied him in the rope.
Well, that was 2 against 1. Rip Rogers is an opportunist. Two chops. Big forearm by Crusher Broomfield. Goes for a turnbuckle. Big foot right to the jaw.
And there's my famous leg drop. I'd love to see Crusher. He misses it. I'd love to see the Crusher, though, when he takes that big leg drop.
When you miss one of them big legs. Here's Rip Rogers, and boy, doesn't he look like he's on top of a mountain.
And, of course, that's
almost Crusher referee Dale Edwards with that action.
Throws Rip
now
Rogers
Crusher Broomfield's after gorgeous Gary Royal, and I don't think he wants a date. Here's Rip Rogers from the top. Rip Rogers is on the top.
And, of course, a bear hug by the Crusher on Rip Rogers right here on the floor in front of the camera.
And eye gouge is the only way he got out of that. I couldn't believe it. Rip Rogers came off the top rope, and Crusher caught him for the second time.
Just in time. He turned just in time to see Rip Rogers coming.
Rip Rogers is very resourceful. He's pounding away at the face and head of Crusher Broomfield. Very much an opportunist in this match. There's a body press.
And when Crusher throws one off, he really throws one off.
That's
okay, time is up. Time is up here. We're going to take a break and come back with more on International Championship Wrestling. Stick around. We'll be back.